Bonjour. Today I want to talk about patch 0.9.2 speed leveling changes. This is also not about speed leveling, but leveling in general. And this is a type of video I do every single patch from 2 patches ago, and I'll be doing that also in the future. This is basically like a changelog for me. I have this as a written format, but also as a video format for people just to listen to. So, what are the campaign changes? We're gonna have a new mechanic called Room Prisons that have Exalt Mage inside of them. So you just click the Room Prison and it's gonna release an Exalt Mage. Once you kill the Exalt Mage, it drops items with experimental affixes. I think it's only one item. And you can craft with the experimental affix. There is like a new rune and a new glyph. For leveling, I'll say that I'm not really sure if it's gonna be worth it to kill the Exalt Mage. From the affix that we've seen, it's probably not worth it. And I'm really worrying that it's too niche and that it scales too low at early tiers. So I wouldn't really count on it during leveling. That's probably something that you would do in endgame after gearing a bit. Then you also have reworked phase 1 and 3 of the Lagon boss fight. This is both in campaign and monolith. We'll see if it's faster or not, but it should definitely make more skill viable for that fight, because it was a big problem that certain skills wouldn't target or wouldn't hit even Lagon. But it also could maybe like make some builds that were OP on Lagon, like Volcanic Orb that was hitting a lot on like big targets. Maybe worse, we'll see. But I think overall it's like a win. We're also gonna get caches. So we have one-shot caches and also runic caches, I believe they're called. Lost caches, sorry. So one-shot caches, you find them in the campaign. The first one you open them, you get a personal item, which is an item that has very specific stats. They are always the same stats. And if you open the chest again, it's gonna loot like random generic items. So I think this is really interesting for the campaign, because you can plan around those items if they are good for your build, and it overall makes your journey smoother. Like you have a checkpoint here where you're gonna get an upgrade. It can also change your pathing a bit. I found that really interesting. We are also getting a new mastery. So the Rune Master, I think since it's based on spells, there's maybe gonna be, probably gonna be like really good new passive tree nodes that you're gonna be able to use like on Glacier, Lightning Strike builds, that kind of stuff, like all the good leveling spell builds. And also, obviously, new abilities. Maybe those abilities are even better than the current one that we have. We'll see. You will be able to combine runes to proc a unique spell. This is something that works. You can just like slap that on like existing leveling builds, and it will probably upgrade them. We'll see how powerful they are in the campaign and early end game. But my guess is that they should be OP early on, because you don't really scale them outside of the skill tree. So I think that out of the gate, they should like already have decent damage. Yeah, that's my guess. They're probably gonna be like really good. In terms of class changes, so to the mage, they added a new base mage class skill called Frostclaw. Apparently it's unlocked at level 12, so potentially a new leveling skill. Maybe you can combine it with like other skill, we'll see. They did a lot of change to Black Hole. You unlock it like very late, but maybe like for like normal monolith, it could be good. I have no idea, like I look at the numbers and I don't really know if there is like a secret tech with it, or if it's like, if it can compete with like other skills. We lost the Lost Knowledge skill. It was completely nerfed from like giving you your max mana to your current mana, and you can only like put 5 points in it compared to 10 points before. So this is nerfed to the ground for most builds. During leveling, I wouldn't really bother with it. Unless you're pretty lucky and you find like a lot of mana. And you have like, I don't know, 300, 400 mana on your build. I would probably pick it just to get a bit more word. And not on the mage, but on Acolyte. Apparently, summon volatile zombie now gain a damage over time minion tag when you take the vomit node. So vomiting zombies was a build that dealt like decent damage, but it just was shy of a bit of damage to be competitive with other builds. So maybe this is going to make it really competitive, and we'll see like how it competes with the other builds for Acolyte. Now for the end game, they improved the layouts of most monolith scenes. They reduced the backtracking and reduced the size of many large monolith echoes. This is really good because this was a big pain point. You're going to be able to progress faster in the in-game. They also increased the back size of enemies in monoliths, which is also going to make you progress faster in the monolith, because that means that you are going to kill a lot more monsters on your way to the objective, and you're going to get way more what is it called, bonus stability, sorry. So you're going to progress through the monolith faster. We also have like lost caches, which is a random encounter in the end game, not like in the campaign where it's like fixed. They give you loot, and I don't know what this loot is, but more loot is always better. So this is a buff. And finally, other changes that are noticeable: they nerf vitality. So instead of giving 10 health, it only gives 6 health. And it also gives 1% necrotic and poison res instead of 2% health regen. My guess is that it's good for chapter 9 and monolith, but it's not really valuable, if you have good access to those already on your class. So maybe Lich, probably not super good. And they also added, like, obviously 21 new uniques. We don't know, we've seen a bit of them. There was like a weapon that gave like +1 to all skill, and your intelligence is equal to your strength. So yeah, it's probably like a bunch of good uniques in there. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for leveling changes for 9.2. Obviously 1.0 is going to be like the biggest change. There is going to be like 2 new masteries. But this patch has already like decent changes and new addition. I'm really curious to see how they're going to develop one-shot caches. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright guys, see you in the next video. Bye.